the idea of today is going to be to come up with a survey question, something that you feel like you could ask other people that would give us valuable information that you want to know about. So, I recently, because we're all inside, was trying to figure out what sort of question could I ask people that would give me information. And something that I asked a lot of people around me was, what is a board game that you like to play? So the reason I wanted to know that is because the way I phrase it is, what is your favorite? The reason I wanted to know that is because we're all inside, and I was trying to come up with some ideas. I was trying to even send some gifts out to a couple people, getting an idea of what is the best type of board game that you can play, and it's something that gives us all something to do. So when I come up with my question, I'm then thinking of, well, what are some possible choices? I could say Yahtzee is a game that I like. I could say Monopoly. I could say sorry. I could say life. I could say a lot of different choices to give myself some options. And then I always want to include, and you may have noticed I included this in your I think I included other because maybe there's a choice that you didn't have on your list that somebody else likes, and then they can specify maybe what choice that is. Now, when we give a survey, we always want it to have a really direct, easy question, and then we always want to give choices. So you're coming up with your question that you want to know about and some possible choices. Now, when you have that question finished, you are going to go to this Google form that is it's linked in your HyperDoc, and you're going to fill it out. So you're going to put your last name, your first name. You're going to list your question. So if this had been my question. If this had been my question, open it up in a different. For my survey question, I would say, what is your favorite word? That would be my question that I put there. Now, down here where it says list your choices, you're just going to list your choices. So again, I would say Yahtzee, Monopoly, Sorry, Life, other, listing different choices. There doesn't have to be a lot of choices, but usually giving three, four, five choices is a pretty good idea, just so there's some different things. So we're listing our survey question, we're listing our choices, and then I'm also asking you, why did you pick this particular question? Um, I wanted to know what people were playing during their time at home. So I wanted to know what people were playing during their time at home. So that's why I would choose that particular question. So the first thing you're going to do today is you're going to share with me what is your survey question, and you're going to share with me what are the possible choices. Now, the second thing I'm going to have you do today is going to step up your game a little bit because I'm going to ask you to survey at least 10 people and ask them this question and give them the choices. Now, who might you survey? You might ask the survey to people that live in your house. You may contact any family members that you could ask this survey question to. You may contact friends. Anybody that you can ask this survey question to, you're going to ask. You need at least 10 people. Okay? You're going to ask it to 10 people, and you're going to keep track of how many people said each thing because we want to know that data. Now, after you have turned in this Google form, you're going to go to Google Classroom. And in Google Classroom, the assignment for tomorrow says survey question sheet. You're going to click on that, and it's going to bring this up, which is just going to be a completely blank spreadsheet. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see it. Now, in my spreadsheet, just like we have been, in the first column here, I'm going to put my choices. These are the things that were possible. So I'm going to say Yahtzee, Monopoly, Sorry, Life, other. And again, I could have more choices than that if I wanted to. And in the second column, I'm going to start keeping track of my data. So after I've asked at least 10 people, I'm going to come back and I'm going to say, this is the number of people that said Yahtzee. This is the number of people that said Monopoly. for sorry, for life, and for other. So your job is to come up with your survey question, come up with your choices, and again, you're submitting that in your Google form. Then you're going to go to Google Classroom. You're going to click on this assignment. You're going to open up this chart. You're going to tell me your choices. You're going to tell me how many people said each thing. Now, can you survey more than 10 people? Sure, that would be great. Remember, the more data that we have, the better, more information, the better survey that we have, because we have more information, which is great. The less people we have, the less data we have, which isn't as great. Again, you can survey anybody, at least 10 people. You can contact in any way. It's just a really quick question to ask. If you are having trouble coming up with 10 people, just email me, let me know, and I'll post it for you in Google Classroom, and then other students can answer your question. So let's come up with some really good survey questions. Let's see what kind of data that we're going to use. One more thing I want to share before we finish is when you finish your chart and you have your choices and you have the number of each, I don't want you to submit this assignment for today, because tomorrow we are going to continue with this chart that you made today. So don't submit this assignment in Google Classroom yet. We're going to submit it on Friday. So make sure that you're not submitting it quite yet. Come up with some great survey questions, and I look forward to hearing them.